previously on this chow, I've swapped the CVT I had on it with this single-speed transmission, just out of curiosity. I never tried a chow with a single speed, and I had most of the parts needed for the swap. It was fine for the most part. Like, the clutch binding point was a bit low, and I tried to make it higher. Didn't work. Other than that, it was perfectly usable. It had good pickup once you were, once you got going. It was decently quick for a moped. There is, though, a big problemo with it. So, in the previous video, I kind of alluded to the fact that I wanted to go on a road trip with it, because I'm stupid like that. But this single speed, I think, will be a problem. Because this clutch is automatic and the binding point is really low, it doesn't slip a lot and the engine stays at lower RPM for a long time. You also need to floor it to go anywhere at those really low RPM. I may have fouled a couple spark plugs since last video, so I have decided I will go back to my belt-consuming CVT. Which, of course, like all my projects, it went well. That was loose. Surprisingly loose. That was also loose. I mean, it was making noises, so maybe that was it. God, this is so bad. You have to see this. This is terrible. So these three clutch shoes thingies, they should wear out evenly. And this one is decently worn out. Never mind the step here, because it protrudes from this housing. This is decent. This is almost untouched. And this is also kind of decent, but weird because it's touching here, not here, and then here. There is one redeeming factor, which is these two clutch thingies, the startup clutch. This is good. This hooks up well. The rest of it is scheisse. So if you want to go from a single speed to a CVT setup, this is all you need in case you want to do something like this. You're going to need a CVT specific rear hub, because it's different from a single speed hub. They have different gears in it and different ratios, and also a different shaft. You can see the CVT hub has a very long and desirable shaft because it has to fit this whole clutch setup. Then you're going to need the CVT itself. This is a stock-ish CVT. It's got some Polini parts. And here's the weights, here's the races. As you'll see, it works really well. Also, you'll need this CVT specific spacer. It goes on the flywheel, and then this goes on top of it, like this. And then the CVT clutch, which has like these two pulleys that spread apart. Wait. I also have this aftermarket like Malossi clutch bell on, because the stock clutch bell, which is this thing here, it has a really bad habit of exploding under high speed. I wish I was joking. And this one is slightly lighter, not by much, but also way stronger. And it has like cooling fins on it. It's real fancy. So let's put everything on to get a baseline, and then I will do some things to this to see if I can make it faster. need a specific belt for a CVT. It's slightly wider than a non-CVT belt, so it's not compatible. Like the non-CVT belt is not compatible. Okay. I never really noticed how big the tail prop is. That thing could dice me up. Here we are with the CVT setup, and I immediately want to go on like, a small tour of this town because it's the perfect place to test out a CVT. Oof. Not really the best place to test a hardtail moped, but you know. Also, I got a Pinasco air filter for it, and I got like a denser foam cutout in it, so maybe the induction noise isn't as bad, because it was bad as it was with the Malossi air filter that I had. And I didn't have to go like leaner or richer on the jet, so I think it's working. It's also slightly quieter, but it has it got a weird like lean spot, so if Mr. Jimny here gets out of the way, I can show you. Like, nice. Come on, Jimny man, you're slowing down the chow here. See, like, effortless. It just works now. Oh, come on, let me test the lean spot. Ah, there it is. There it is. I don't know how much you can notice it from video, but it kind of hits a wall right at half throttle. Yeah, here it is. It's not accelerating. And then it wakes up. Now, I think this setup is kind of weird because I have a tall rear end. I have like a 10-to-1, I think it was 10-to-1 rear hub. And I think the stock Chow rear end is like a 12-to-1. At least I know it's like that on a C that has like smaller diameter wheels. So maybe it's the same for this that has like 17 inches wheels. Yeah, here's the lean spot. Yeah, can you hear it? Yeah, you can hear it. Yeah, now it's leaning out even at like really low openings. Yeah, it's running pretty lean here. Yeah, again, it is colder now. It's not running too lean at wide open. Now it is running kind of lean even at wide open. Oh yeah, I was saying my setup. I have a taller rear end, but I also have like the biggest. I think you saw it. Like, I think I showed it in the video where I put the CVT back on, or like where I swapped the frame. Yeah, the video where I swapped from the orange frame to this blue one. I had to bend the frame out of the way because the driven pulley that interesting trail, wait a second. I was saying because the driven pulley I had, like the rear one where the clutch is, was too big. Well, I mean, I wouldn't call this a trail. I mean, you can go up that way, and then that way. I could come here with the Aprilia. For now, let's just Jarvis out of here. Because I am on a hardtail moped, and I'm not that stupid. Kind of. I mean, I can't read, but that's besides the point. Again, as I was saying, the driven pulley I have on, the rear one, is like bigger than stock. It's 100 millimeters in diameter, and the stock one is 90 millimeters. Now, I have that. I will test it later in the video, but for now I want to see how little guy here handles a long uphill. Now there's something wrong. There is definitely something wrong with it. Why was there a yield sign? There's nothing here. Something's wrong, I can feel it. Wait, let's see. Like really low load. Barely accelerating. And we're going up at 30 kilometers an hour. But again, I'm like basically giving it no throttle at all. If I accelerate more, it's running lean. Like it feels like it's leaning out. I mean, it is leaning out for some reason. Should I go back and fix it and then come out again? Probably. Will I do that? I mean, I'm already here. Yeah, I probably should. You know what? I'm just gonna bicycle all my way down. Also, the ground is pretty flat. Can you see how I'm rocking? The rear wheel is so bent. I thought it wasn't as bent as the other one. I was mistaken, gravely mistaken. Come on, faster! 45 kilometers an hour, speed limit with the engine turned off, baby. Yeah, maybe it just needs a carb clean. I don't have suspension here, so I have to go real slow through the rocky and like bad surfacey stuff. Yeah, now it's running better. Ow-ish. Ow, 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 ow. But you see, it gets kind of rough, you know, for a chow. You have to slow down, basically stop. You accelerate, and on it goes. Man, CVTs. See, like I'm not pedaling, I'm not doing anything. I'm just accelerating. Oh, let me turn my speedo on. Listen to this idle. Pavement here is really good, and look how much I'm rocking. I really need some alloys, man, but they're expensive. Yo, Lotus! Go on, Lotus! Hell yeah. Yeah, still cruising at 42, uphill. Well, I say cruising, I'm at full throttle, but, you know, we're doing it. He's doing it. Slightly lower cruising speed than with the taller gearing, like single speed setup. What the f are you doing? Bro thinks he's in a sports car, not his wife's minivan. And we're doing it. No problem. I mean, I am kind of light. I probably weigh like 70 kilograms with all my gear on, which right now it's just my MBT hoodie and some jeans and helmet and stuff. So if you're younger than me and lighter, you'll be fine. I have no rear brake, by the way, which is always fun. Still has a little lean spot, but whatever, man. It's whatever at this point. I might try a bigger jet when it's colder. Yeah, look at this. 45, you know, speed limit, uphill. It's not a powerhouse, but it's moving. Yeah, carving turns with the moped. Hell yeah. Harden coming through. Now, I think the uphill section has a diversion right about now, which is where I entered the first time, where I felt that something was wrong. And let's see how old boy here cruises. I mean, we're on a slight downhill now. So let's see. Well, I won't see top speed now because there's people and dogs. I don't want to scare the dogs. Careful! 54, ow. 55, 56, 57, 58, uphill, 58. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. 57, crap. The only problem I have with this setup is that, like, when you want to cruise, just, you know, doing this, just going from point A to point B, the engine is really revvy. And like being a chow in like a really simple engine is really rough. Like it vibrates a lot. And like my wheels are all bent and banged. So that's also why, I mean, that could also be why. But it's really noisy and, you know, it's got some poke. But do I really need that much poke on something with these fucking brakes? Like, this is full stopping power. And
like emergency braking from 15. It's not good. I want to try a slightly different setup.
And my final solution are these two smaller rear pulleys, like single smaller rear pulley, I guess. Like it's in two pieces, in two halves, like this one. And I think this is the stock setup for a chow, because to put bigger ones you have to bend the frame out of the way. Now these are a bit rusty and pitted, but it's gonna be fine. Like in my head, if I put smaller rear pulleys on, I don't know how much it shows, but in theory, all of this surface, on the inside of course, but like all of this, like the belt can slip on, which is kind of the same as the surface of the bigger pulley. So like maybe I can still use the whole travel of my CVT unit, but with longer gearing, I guess, like longer starting gearing. And I'm also gonna try a different clutch than I have on. These came on this clutch setup, which you can kind of see is slightly different than the one I have on. Like this is not the one I have on right now, but it's the same kind. I don't know if I will keep this setup specifically because I don't have the correct clutch springs. Compared to now with the bigger pulleys, the clutch will spin faster at the same RPM, so it will start hooking up lower in the RPM range. And if that ends up being too low, I don't have any stiffer clutch springs to put in, so I will have to go back to this because I have clutch springs for this one.
So for starters, now I have a longer final drive, but I think the travel of the rear expanding pulley is the same as it was before with the 100mm one, which means that in theory I have just instead of starting in first and ending in fifth gear, let's say I'm starting in second and ending in sixth, maybe. Oh, I've also changed my starter clutch, which is like these two thingies you can see here, with some genuine Piaggio ones that I found, and because the ratio from the engine to the wheel is taller, the same works the opposite way, so the ratio from the wheel to the engine is now shorter, which means, combined with the new starter clutch, it's so easy to start now. Like, look at this. So it's shifting, no problem. And I've noticed something that I really like already. Like, the engine, of course, is lower in the RPM range, but it, for some reason, it's exactly at the torque peak. Clutch hooks up well. Now, I have a vague feeling that the top speed will be, well, the same or slightly lower because, I don't have an expansion chamber pipe, I have a Ceto Plus, which is like a stock OEM Plus kind of pipe. It boosts your low range and your mid range. It opens up at the top as well compared to stock, but not as well as a proper expansion chamber. See, slow speeds, low RPM, low load, basically not giving it any air, just the bare minimum, and it's going, no problem. It's accelerating well, it's shifting, like the CVT is shifting. If I accelerate, it picks up. Oh, I don't have suspension. I need to take it easy, because if I want to put alloys on it, I need to stop riding like my wheels are already bent. I like how it shifts. I don't really like when it starts shifting, which, I don't know, maybe I do need a shorter belt so I can have a shorter first speed, I guess, and maybe I won't notice as much. I don't know, but I do like it better now. It still feels eager to go. If I accelerate slightly more and go past my lean spot, I still need to figure that out, but it's going. I'm not under load and I'm doing 43. I'm doing the speed limit without being too much under load. Although now that I have taller gearing, and when I accelerate the engine is more under load, I have to be wary and mindful of the possibility of it overheating, which is never good. But I feel like I can avoid that. I hope I can avoid that. Yeah, easy going, 35 kilometers an hour, 33. Very good. For something this tiny. Ooh. Well, hello there, random rich person. Yeah, I feel like I'm just riding a normal 50cc scooter. Just lighter and a lot more fun. And I don't mind it being slow. Yeah, go on. Should I try and put a pipe on it? Should I try and put like an expansion chamber and stiffer clutch springs and make it go fast? I think I should. I very much think I should. No big bore kit just yet though. I want to keep the 50. But this cylinder as well, like the DR50, no problem. Who needs a big bore kit? Yeah, look at this steep ass hill, 35 kilometers an hour. Happy days. Oh, I'm liking this. It's working. I'm going very slow, but I'm having fun. I'm having so much fun. Just chilling on the moped, watching the scenery, and being droned to death by the intake noise. Okay, it's idling nice. It means it's not overheating. What the f? Look at the belt. No touching the pedals. Oh yeah. Yeah, this thing is so good, brother. It's so much fun for the size. That's what she said, I guess. Okay, let's go back down because I want to see if I can reach a respectable top speed. Give it some. Let's go. Go on, at least 60. At least 60. Okay. Oh, it's more. 65. 63. Interesting results. I mean, yeah, I haven't lost a lot of pickup, and the revs haven't dropped that much from like going from like 100 millimeters to 90 with the rear pulley. So I guess also the top speed wouldn't change that much. So I guess it makes sense that the top speed is also like barely affected. What's the deal then? Like people always put 100 millimeter rear pulleys because they're like, oh, it's so much better, oh, it's so much faster, oh, and power wheelies and shit. I mean, yeah, but you have to bend the frame out of the way and buy shit you don't have when what you do have works. But I mean, it makes sense, I guess, considering like belt length. If you put like a better CVT like the one I got, yeah, I guess it makes sense putting a bigger rear pulley, because otherwise you wouldn't have, like, your belt will be too loose, I guess. Maybe because you can only move the engine forward so much. Yeah, if I want a real like cruisy build, I think I will have to go big bore and longer ratio hub in the rear, like longer ratio hub gears, I guess. Because now I have a 10-to-1 hub, but I think Malossi also sells like 9.2-to-1 gears, which are really expensive. I think Malossi sells them, Pinasco also sells them, and I'm really liking Pinasco stuff lately. I mean, I sold my Dominator, so I have some money on the side now, just to dump it in a shit moped. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm very satisfied with the results. I'm immediately going on my computer to find a longer belt because it really needs a longer belt. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, do all those things, engagement, whatever, comment, like, share to whatever, whomever, dogs, I don't care, I don't discriminate. And I'll see you next time. See ya. Also now, the rear pulley is not grinding on my frame anymore. I see some vibrations though that I don't really like.